on the good side of the people, or whether they're on the bad side of the small ruling elite. So every time I meet a policeman or woman, I try and hug them and tell them, yeah, well, someone has to do it, they're human beings as well. And also trying to hug an armed policeman is interesting, because they worry you can grab their gun. But these people need to realize that they are people too, like us, and we're not all crazy, maniacs who want to blow up Parliament. Well, I am, but I know you guys are not. But we'll come on to that. So, just a show of hands here, if I could. How many people have seen any Love Police videos or anything like that? Okay, a few of you. That's good. Thanks, guys, for watching. It means a lot to me. So, this will be a story of how did this little boy, that's me, how did this nice little boy who was obedient and, behaved himself turn into this, hairy, aggressive maniac who goes around trying to hug police. So how did this nice little boy turn into that? Yeah. This is actually an old photo, about 10 years old. I was about 20 years old in this photo. This is at university in St Andrews. I went to Edinburgh and I had a lot of friends at St Andrews. And any small Scottish town, you make any noise, tiny bit of noise, and neighbours call the police. So the police turn up. And I, always obsessed with bullies. The police are a source of fascination for me. I love the fancy dress outfit. You couldn't make it up. It's fantastic. And what I noticed the other day, there you go, look at this synchronicity. The Freemasons black and white on my beer can as well. This was 10 years ago before I even knew about who's actually trying to run the world. So, yeah, I've always been a bit of shit, really. So, and I take a lot of inspiration from many reporters, journalists, especially Hunter S. Thompson, who wrote Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And he had something called gonzo journalism, where he kind of blurred the line between the story and the reporter, so that he kind of did away with objectivity and created subjectivity. He became the story, the interrelation between the reporter and the story. And that's what I want to also tell you guys about today. I don't believe in anything, but I believe objectivity is impossible. You cannot have ideas out there which work for everyone. Subjectivity is the only way. And one of the great beauties in life is to try and step inside someone else's shoes and attempt to see it from their subjective point of view. And Hunter S. Thompson believed in chaos, and I believe in chaos as well. In the great kind of cosmic flow of reality, which is, quantum physicists have seen that there's trillions of, infinite universes all interlaying over each other. And I think by creating chaos, you can make reality spin in exciting new ways, and so forth. And just to show you, it doesn't run in the family. This is my brother, John. That's me, obviously. And this is us with my niece, Matilda. And this is us pretending to be a gay civil partnership couple. With our nice young baby here. But my brother is the kind of antithesis of me. He is a, what's his title? Credit risk analyst for an oil company, Trafigura. And Trafigura was in the news recently because they disposed of a lot of bad chemicals in Africa and sterilized the whole village of little black people. So these are the corporations, and I love him. He's my best friend. We do everything together. Yet he does work for, an evil company which is only interested in making money. I didn't always used to be, what I do now, filmmaking, confronting evils, chasing bullies, shining a light up the arsehole of evil. I used to work in finance, and I used to enjoy all the bollocks of a city worker. This is me at Royal Ascot. We were in the Champagne enclosure, pissed as a fart, and I used to take clients. This is one of our clients. We used to take them out, wine them, dine them, let them look at horses. And I had a very different lifestyle than I did now. And it was, long nights, heavy drinking, having fun, but it's empty. It's an empty life, and the reason why they pay a lot of money is so that stupid, ignorant young boys and girls like myself can keep so distracted that you don't stop to think that the choices you make in terms of your job and in terms of the fun you have actually affects real human beings around the world. But the money was fucking good, the money was great. The fake money, we would take people's fake money, put it in fake investments, invest it in arms companies, tobacco companies, companies with shady dealings, Chinese companies. Who cares about the Chinese democracy? What makes them money? And I've got a lot to say about China and how they've managed to control 1.5 billion people to have one child each to turn up like robots at those factories and work their little Chinese arses off to make shit for us that we don't need. But this laptop's probably made in China, my camera here is made in China, my shoes are made in China, so we're all hypocrites at the end of the day, but it's about your perception of things. So I realized that the choices I made as a financial advisor didn't just affect me. It wasn't just a matter of a young guy in London having a lot of fun. Strangely enough, 2 weeks before I got made redundant, I went to the G8, G20 riots in central London at the Bank of England. And I saw with my own eyes police medics hitting people across the face with truncheons. And I don't know if you can see that at the back. It said, "Police medic, he'll beat you well with his magic wellness stick." And I started to see that there was definitely some strange, absurd theater going on between the protesters and the people in this weird sort of dance. But it started to kind of wake me up. And I realized my job was in jeopardy. And I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do with my life? And then seeing images like this, or like this with a dead Ian Tomlinson, the police, I saw with my own eyes, I was there right next to them when they killed him. And if you watch the famous footage, you've all seen the footage of the police knocking Ian Tomlinson over, yeah? You can hear someone in the background on the megaphone, and that's me. And I was a witness for the IPCC, the Independent Police Complaints Commission, about Ian Tomlinson. And I might as well tell you now, you all heard in the press he was just an innocent bystander walking past on the way home. Yeah? He wasn't, but the truth is more important than anything else. He was very drunk, very aggressive. He had tattoos on his knuckles. One said love, the other one said hate. And just before he got killed by the police, he told me, yeah, I'm here, I'm going to fight police, I'm going to beat up police, I'm going to do all this stuff. The truth is more important. It's a nicer story for us to think the police were fascists and killed him. But regardless of how much of an arsehole Ian Tomlinson was, and God bless him and his family, regardless of how misbehaved he was, and I misbehave at protests, I like to drink, I like to make fun of police, nobody deserves to be beaten to death for going out protesting. Nobody. So things like this really make my blood boil. The same guys, the medics, one moment truncheoning people, the next moment trying to save their lives. And it really affected me, to be there when you see a policeman kill someone. It messes with your brain. Okay, these are my employers. I was HBOS, which has now been bought by Lloyd's. HBOS, which got bailed out by the bank, by you guys actually. You guys bailed out HBOS and me to tens of billions of fake pounds coming from the fake Bank of England, run by international bankers in a fake economy. So I say fuck them. I currently owe HBOS. I didn't work for a year. I did it. And because I was an insider, I had a big overdraft with a big overdraft limit, and I just lived off my overdraft. And if they think they're going to get fake money back from me, they're not. But maybe I should phone them and say, hey, tell you what, I'm not going to pay you back if you sponsor my films. So I'll rant about how I want to destroy the entire finance system, and you can pay for the sponsorship of that. See what they say. Funnily enough, actually, there's a group which I want you all to look into. It's called the Kindness Offensive. It's a friend of mine called David. And what they do is they harass big corporations to give lots of free stuff, like toys and food, and then they give it to vulnerable people, or to anyone as a gift. They don't turn back gifts from people who don't need them. The point is, the Kindness Offensive, they hack the paradigm between hard work for 10 hours a day in a glass and metal office and having your toys. They get stuff for free from the corporations and give it to people. And they got Lloyd's to sponsor. They phoned up Lloyd's and did this whole marketing thing. And Lloyd's agreed to sponsor a book on finance, on the nature of money. And you can see where this is going. And the book was called XAT, Tax Backwards. And it was a scathing, truthful attack on where money comes from, the Rothschilds.